Good morning. We're our first visit down to the Beal trials this year. We've managed to get them in eventually, and as per last year I'm going to talk a little bit about the weather. We've had a complete contrast to the springs we've had the last couple of years. Last couple of years have been spoilt by long, cold, dry springs where we can just do what we want when we want. This year's just been a completely different challenge. The last 30 days in this area we've had about 45 millimetres of rain, of which 15 millimetres has occurred in the last week. But on the plus side, we're probably only around about sort of 40–50% drilled around this area. But on the plus side, in here, we managed to get the trials in on the 7th of April, 7th and 8th of April, we managed to get them in. So cultivation-wise, what we've done is, as you know, through some of the stuff we've been doing, we followed them after cover crops. So we destroyed the cover crops about 6 weeks previous to actually cultivating, which is the right thing to do for various agronomic reasons. We did that, then there was a leg cultivator went through and ripped it up and dealt with a lot of trash, and then they went through with a combination drill. Unfortunately, as you can see at the minute, and not likely to happen, we haven't been able to get them rolled because it is so wet. The ground is still so wet. Hopefully this next week it's going to start and dry out and we'll see things moving on. Barleys have started to chit a little bit, so they are starting very, very quickly. No shortage of soil moisture, soil temperatures around about 8 degrees, so hopefully this next week we'll start and see things move on a lot. But yeah, probably not going into what we'd call the best ideal conditions that we'd look for, but every year is different and every year is a challenge. So maybe it's going to hand over to Rosie, who's going to talk us through what we're actually put in the trials and what we're looking to monitor and do this year.
So this year we've got 15 different varieties. 2 brewing, 2 distilling, 6 dual purpose and 5 candidate varieties. These were drilled after cover crops, so we'll be monitoring the emergence and vigour of the different varieties, disease scoring and testing our grain at the end. We've also got a new seed treatment as well that we're going to be looking at rooting and emergence of that as well.
Right, thanks Rosie. As we said, they estimate probably around about 40–50% drilling, so we'd always be interested to hear how people are getting on with their drilling and what progress has been made up and down the trading area. Obviously, as we're getting later now, would recommend that people start and look at their seed rates and possibly push them up a wee bit. We've always started at around about that 375, 385. But as we're getting now, you need to be beginning with a 400 seeds per metre squared really on it. So yeah, if you'd be interested to hear what progress people are making, and we'll look back down here in a week, 10 days time and see how the crops are moving on. Rosie, anything on the cover crops and nitrogen regimes we're looking at?
Yeah, we'd also be interested to hear how your spring barley is emerging after cover crops, and if you have any comments to make about what you're doing with your fertiliser regimes as well.
So far, we've actually put the fertiliser on because we put it on pre-emergence, try and get the barley off to the best start. So other than that, at the minute, it's just really shut the gate and hope that the weather can play ball for us to move on.